While other lay companies have yet to speak out about their challenges, K Kingston, a major employer and one of Papua New Guinea's oldest privately owned manufacturing companies, has spoken out for the manufacturing sector. Today's CEO, Michael Kingston, said the company is still able to import because of good relationships with suppliers.
The last thing I want is to lay people off, because it'll mean that I've run out of raw materials and I can't supply product. And to me, that's not good for anyone, least of all for the Papua New Guinean consumer, because I think many of the products, most of the products we supply are staples for the Papua New Guinea economy.
Quality raw materials like the plastic product used for manufacturing tougher tanks are being purchased on credit from Australian suppliers because of the lack of foreign currency. Apart from K Kingston, at least two other car dealers have spoken to MTV off camera, saying that they are struggling with the depletion of foreign currency and that they are importing cars on credit. The central bank is still waiting for a formal notification from the International Financial Corporation for additional funding facilities. The IFC disagreed with lending components to private sectors and kicked back the first proposed structure. The Bank of Papua New Guinea Governor Lloyd Bakani said that importers need to look at other places for low-cost product imports.
Over time, importers, if they see the prices of where they're importing, because the low kina are becoming expensive, they can also look at other sources of where they're importing from, much cheaper sources, or even look at other ways of how they can fund their imports.
The central bank is more focused on government needs for foreign currency, while lay businesses are still struggling.
To be honest, we've tried to engage with the government, but thus far we've found it very difficult to find anyone who's willing to talk to us and to help us. So we're pretty much dealing with it just on our own. And the way we're doing that is we're having to ration payments and schedule payments and just work within the limits of what we can get from the commercial banks. That means every month there's some suppliers that go unpaid, and our debts overseas slowly get bigger and bigger. It's not for a lack of kina, it's because we can't get the US dollars and the Australian dollars as and when we want.
It hasn't come to it yet, but K Kingston may lay off workers when the foreign exchange situation gets to a point where raw materials cannot be imported on time. But there are some lay companies who have laid off workers. Bethany Harriman, National MTV News, Lay.